Today I'm going to show you how to make this moving bubble effect in Canva. So first of all, I'm going to go to Elements, and I'm going to go to Search, and then down to Frames. I'm going to take a circular frame, resize it slightly, and then we'll duplicate this. I'm going to have 10 of them. Now I'm going to find some photos to go in. So we'll go back to Search and then down to Photos, and I'm just going to put in smiling faces. So we can just find some different smiling face photographs and put them into the frames like this. Now with some of these you may need to rearrange how they are in the frame. So for example, we can click on this one and we can go to crop, and then you can move the photo around so that the person is in the center of the circle like that. So I'll just do that with the others. You can also enlarge them so the face is bigger in the bubble. Just do that by pressing crop again. Now we're at this stage, I'm going to start duplicating each one of these and overlaying the duplicate over the top of the first. Now once you've duplicated them all and laid the duplicates over the top of the first one, just select both of those duplicates, and one by one you want to right click and say download selection, and you can up the quality a bit and click transparent background, and we'll do that for each one. Now once you've downloaded them all, you can select all of these originals and delete, and then start to upload the new images that you've created. Now once they've all downloaded, you can then just resize them again so they all fit on. And by lining them up like this, you can resize them to the same size, although it's not essential. Now next we want to turn them into bubbles. So we'll go back to Elements, go to Search, go down to Photos and type in bubbles. Now you can find bubble images both on photos and on graphics. So I'm going to have a scroll down and look at the ones that there are. If you can't quite find what you're looking for in photos, then just go back and try the same in graphics. Try this one here. And then what you can do with this is you can just take the size down and layer it over the image that you've got. May want to make it slightly too big for the image because we're going to add another effect to it in just a moment, so you can duplicate that and put it over each image. Now once you're happy with your bubble overlays, we can start thinking about changing the colors of them. So we'll click on the first one here, then go to Edit and go down to Duotone, and you can choose from here a different color. For example, we can go for this pink one here. Now if you're not quite happy with the color that you've got, you can change that. So you can change the pink color by clicking here like this, or the blue one. So I'm going to change that to black. And then we can choose different colors for each one. Okay, now each of our bubbles is a different color. Let's click on the background and change that to black. Then we'll click on the first one, go to Edit, go down to Shadows, and we're going to put a glow on it like this. So putting a glow on will actually make the bubble shrink a bit, which is why it's good to have the bubble larger than the photo to start with. Then we'll click on the black here, and we want to change this to a white color to begin with, increase the size, and then increase the blur amount. and increase the intensity. And you may have to now increase the size of the bubble again so it fits over the photo, something like this. Now what you can do is to click on the white again, and you may want to change this to a color that's closer to the bubble itself, maybe a light pink like that. And you need to do this again with all of the bubbles, and you may need to realign the bubble like this down here if the black background reveals it to be a little bit out of line. So once you've done that, one of the other things you could do for an effect, if you want the inside of the bubble and the photo to be the color of the bubble itself, so yellow or purple, etc., then click on a bubble like this, go to position, go down to click that photo, then click edit, then you can go down to Duotone, and you can actually change the inside picture to say a purple color, and you can take this intensity down a bit so it's perhaps just a light purple like this. And you can do that for some of the others as well. Again with this one, position, find the photo, edit, Duotone, go for mustard color there, change the strength of that effect accordingly to what you want, and that's how you can change the color of the photo inside as well. So I think I'm going to do that to all of them quickly. Okay, so you've got your bubbles together there. Now you can select them and group, so then you can move them all individually like this. And then we can just make them different sizes. And then we want to lay them down the bottom of the screen here. Now select them all and make them all a bit smaller, but you still want them all to be appearing over the top of the page, otherwise they will disappear. Now go to position, click on the blue baby group here. It's good to click on the groups like this so you know you've got every part of that group selected. Then go to animate, click on the B, and you can draw the path of a bubble by clicking and holding and then drawing your path. Now we'll go under movement styles to click and say steady, change the speed down. This is a nice slow floating speed, and then give it a wiggle as well and take that wiggle intensity down and click done. And then we can do the same with all of them. Give each one an animation path, so go to position, click on the next group along, go to animate, click on the B, and then drag for the animation. Change the speed down, steady, click on wiggle and change the intensity down. Now what we want is for these bubbles to be appearing at different times, so click done, and then we'll select both of those that we've done, and you'll see that they'll both come up here. If their timing doesn't come up on this part, you want to right click on one of them and say show element timing. Now select the two groups, and now we can make one of the bubbles appear after the other one, so it will start its animation after the first one. So we just need to bring this down to here, and then when you play it all, they'll begin their animations at different points. So let's do this with all of the bubbles and give each one a different starting point. So you can click and drag this to make it a longer video, and then go on to the next one again. Position, layers, click on the group, animate, click on the B and drag to make the path. Click done, and then you'll see that this one appears on the screen too. So you want to bring that one to start after the second one. So we'll do that with all of them. Once you've got all of the different times starting at different points in the video like this, you can play the video. And what you can do with the bubbles is to perhaps just change some of the speeds as well. So for example, you can click on this one, go to animate, and you can make it faster, so that when you play it, you should see that it's going a bit faster than the others. Now you'll have to play around with the timings and with the speed of the animation to kind of get the bubbles to flow in a natural way. So I'm going to do that now by changing the time that they appear and changing the speed at which they move. And you may need to change the length of the video as well to fit them all in. Okay, so I've got the bubbles appearing quite close to each other, and the speeds are quite similar. They're all set to quite a fast speed. So if you click on this one and animate, the speed is all the way up here. And so that gives the effect of the bubbles coming onto the screen soon after each other and flowing up together. Again, you can play around with this until it's exactly how you want it to be. So now I'm going to add in an underwater background. So I'll go to Elements, go to Search, and we'll type in undersea. Go to Videos, and I'm going to choose this one here. So right click and replace background, and then we can preview that. So the bubbles are floating up. Now the next thing we want to do is to add in some audio. So click on audio, and I'm going to type in bubbles. And you can check these different bubble sounds to work out what you want. I'm going to go for bubbles small long. So click on that and it will come down the bottom here. And we want this sound to run through the whole video. And we want this sound to run through until all the bubbles have gone up to the top. So take this and work out when the last bubble reaches the top, which is here. And take the sound to that point. And now we can click Share, Download as an MP4 video. And once this is downloaded, I'll show you how to get rid of the bubbles at the bottom of the screen here at the beginning. So click on duration here so we can go back to pages like this. We'll click on a new page and we'll upload the video that we've just created. Now click on the video and take it all the way back to the beginning so that you can see that the bubbles are just down the bottom here. Now we'll resize it so that we cut the bubbles' initial position off the video. Click on it and crop them in at the sides, and then we can play. And again, we just need to crop a little bit more off the top so that their ending position is not on the video either. And there we have the final result. I hope this tutorial's been helpful for you. Please do subscribe to the channel to learn more about Canva.